Hello, guys. Nothing. Today we're going to chapter 10, which is my loss to Babson. It was one of the toughest losses of my career. It was a really moment of acceptance of losing because I was used to winning for 2 years in a row, just barely losing, not just matches, tournaments, being eliminated wasn't in my memory within right now. So that's why this loss affected me this much. So when I scored my first goal, it was 12 games without scoring. So it was a tough moment for me before the goal. Then when I scored, I got 2 games in a row where I got the goal. Then the third game that we played WPI and we lost. It was a pretty even game. But then after the WPI game, I I dropped level like like a decent amount of level. I played 3-4 games bad. We stopped playing a midweek, and then the wait for the games was longer. So I remember when the game was every 3 days, I was just like next game. I was super excited for the next game, and when that changed, it was tough for me. The waiting was longer, and I'm not gonna blame because there was no midweek games that I dropped my level. It was a mix of everything. Um, but I dropped my level for 2 games, 3 games. But it was noticed because when you play such a good season or you're contributing a lot in terms of being super important of the team, and you drop your level, everyone notice and they're going to tell you. Hey, I remember in halftime, one of my teammates was like, "Bird, you're playing so bad," and I told him, I know," and then he calmed down and told me, "No, you played so many good games for us. It's normal. You're gonna have a bad one." But then in the second half of that game, I got off and I started playing my game, just focusing, dribbling, going 1v1, combining, moving after my passes, and I started getting into a better rhythm. And then once I already got back in the rhythm, we played our semifinal versus Babson, and this game was very symbolic. We started very well. It was just a pretty even game. You know how college is those because of the subs, so it's really hard to know the momentum, which and who has the momentum at what moments. And I think we had momentum. We were dominating for large parts of the game, but at the end of the day, they scored within 10 minutes left, and 1-0, and then there was literally less than a minute left, and Jack Russo takes the corner, and then I remember it gets to Antonio like in the penalty spot, which was my spot in corners. But this time, since it was last second, everyone was in the box, almost even the goalkeeper. It landed to Antonio, but Antonio took a touch with his left. He shot it as hard as he can. The keeper stopped it. I'm in the six, and then it gets to JD. He hits it as hard as he can. The rebound, the goalie saves it. He hits his chest, and it goes in, and we tie the game with around 40 seconds left or less. It was Then there was music on. It was wow. The stadium was packed. It was packed, but I haven't played yet within super packed stadiums. I mean, the max game I played with was what, 2,000, 3,000. But I don't notice. I don't notice that much. I'm just so focused on the game. I don't try to look outside too much. Unless it's like my family, then I don't notice that much. Obviously, time goes. Let's see if I get to bigger stadiums, more people, more screaming. Let's see if it starts either affecting me or, but I don't think it will. No, but we got to overtime. We start overtime, and 6 minutes in is this other freshman a great player, Ryan Grund, receives the ball on top of the box alone. I think our center back stepped late, but it was a you can blame anyone. At the end of the day, it was a classic football play. Their center mid was wide open on top of the box, and he takes it as hard as he can, and it goes straight up her 90. It's unbelievable goal, and it was golden goal. So the golden goal that once gave me so much happiness just gave me a lot of pain. Gave me a lot of pain because after the season's done. There's no more football. I hadn't been used to that ever. Yeah, maybe I was tired, but that's what my coach said. But I wasn't really tired. I was just sad. Like there was no more practice, and I felt like there was nothing to look forward to. I went into a dark path per se. I was really, really sad for about 2, 3 weeks. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and then it was Thanksgiving. I went back home and then there I got better. But those 2 weeks were one of the toughest weeks of my career. But in football, you have to learn how to get up, and keep working. The problem is when there's no more games and there's no more practices. It's hard to keep working, right? But that's how college season works. That's how college football is, and that's what I'm playing, and that's what I had to deal with. But from there on out, I knew I wanted more than college. Nothing. My freshman season ended 2019, and I'll see you guys next week for chapter 11. Please subscribe to my channel and all the messages. I'm sorry I haven't been able to respond. I'll respond as soon as I can. Thank you so much, guys.